Ladies, I'm going to tell you something today that may surprise you. As women over 60, we are often told that love is all we need. Well, let me tell you, that's simply not true anymore. There are emotional needs we develop as we age that run deeper, that shape our happiness and peace far more than love alone ever could. So stay with me until the very end, because understanding these needs will help you reclaim your confidence, your dignity, and your joy. And while you're here, give this video a like, subscribe if you care about aging with wisdom, and in the comments, tell me what makes you feel emotionally fulfilled these days. I read every single one. 1. The need for respect. When we're young, we're taught that love and respect are one and the same. But as we age, we begin to understand something crucial. Love without respect is hollow. Respect becomes more than just politeness, it becomes recognition. It becomes the acknowledgement of who we are, what we've survived, and what we still have to offer this world. Too often, women over 60 begin to feel invisible. People speak over us, not to us. Our years of experience are brushed aside as old-fashioned. And our boundaries are ignored as if we no longer have the right to set them. But we are not here to fade quietly into the background. We've earned the right to be heard, seen, and taken seriously. Respect is not about compliments or flattery. It's about being valued for our wisdom, our resilience, and our insight. It's about people, friends, family, even strangers, understanding that our voice matters just as much now as it did when we were 30. In fact, it may matter more. A partner might say, "I love you," but if he dismisses your thoughts, disregards your feelings, or disrespects your time, what weight do those words truly carry? Respect fills a space in our hearts that love alone simply cannot. It gives us the dignity and validation we deserve in this chapter of life. 2. The need for security. Security changes as we grow older. When we're young, we might think of it as a man providing for us or a steady paycheck keeping the bills paid. But with age comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes clarity. True security isn't just about money. It's about feeling safe, emotionally, physically, mentally, in our daily lives and in our relationships. We need to know that the people we allow into our lives won't bring chaos, drama, or instability. We've weathered enough storms. The days of being swept up in roller coaster emotions or tolerating toxic friendships are behind us. What we crave now is peace. Security looks like a home that feels like a sanctuary, not a battleground. It looks like friendships that uplift us, not tear us down with petty gossip or competition. It looks like relationships where we don't have to second-guess ourselves, where we feel safe to be who we are without fear of judgment or betrayal. We've come to understand that love without security often feels like standing on shaky ground. But security, knowing that tomorrow won't bring unnecessary heartache, that allows us to finally exhale, to relax, to trust. Security isn't glamorous, but it's priceless. 3. The need for purpose. Purpose is not reserved for the young. In fact, for many women, it becomes even more vital as we grow older. After the children are grown and the career has slowed down or ended, we can be left wondering, now what? Who am I if not a mother, a wife, or an employee? Purpose answers that question. It reminds us that our value doesn't fade with age. Purpose gives us a reason to wake up in the morning with curiosity, with hope, with energy. It may not look the same as it once did. We might not be climbing ladders or chasing promotions, but it's no less meaningful. Purpose might be found in volunteering, mentoring younger women, caring for animals, learning a new craft, writing our stories, or even just tending to a garden with loving attention. It's about having something bigger than ourselves, something that makes us feel useful, engaged, alive. Without purpose, days can blur together in a fog of loneliness or stagnation. With it, even the simplest acts feel fulfilling. We've learned that love can make us feel wanted, but purpose makes us feel necessary. And there's a quiet, enduring power in that. 4. The need for friendship and companionship. When we're young, we're often led to believe that romantic love is the ultimate connection, that it's the peak of fulfillment. But life, especially later life, teaches us otherwise. There's a kind of bond that often surpasses romance in depth, loyalty, and importance, true friendship. Friendship becomes a lifeline as we grow older. Not just casual acquaintances, but those rare, precious people who truly understand us, our history, our heart, and our quirks. The friends who've walked beside us through marriages, divorces, illnesses, the loss of parents, the trials of raising children, the joys and heartbreaks we thought might undo us. These are not fair-weather friends. They're battle-tested. These companions are the ones we can sit with in silence without feeling awkward. The ones we can laugh with over the absurdities of aging, the thinning eyebrows, the stiff knees, the way we've grown to treasure soft clothes and quiet afternoons more than any flashy night out. They are the ones we cry with when we lose someone dear. The ones who understand that grief doesn't have an expiration date and healing doesn't follow a schedule. What we crave now is companionship free of judgment, full of warmth. Friends who don't try to fix us, but simply say, "I've felt that too." Friends who know our stories so well we don't have to explain the sadness in our eyes or the softness in our laughter. These friendships nourish us in ways romantic love sometimes cannot. They offer consistency where romance can falter. They offer understanding where family may not. A cup of tea with an old friend, a phone call that stretches for hours, a simple text saying, "Thinking of you today." These become sacred. As we grow older, we realize something profound. Friendship isn't just a pleasant addition to life. It's a cornerstone of emotional health. It's proof that connection in all its forms is what sustains us. 5. The need for inner peace. Inner peace. Now there's a treasure we only come to fully understand with time. When we were younger, peace often felt like something just beyond our reach. We chased it through relationships, through success, through the approval of others. But with age comes clarity. Inner peace was never something we had to find out there. It was something we had to build within. Inner peace is about acceptance of ourselves, our past, and even the parts of life we wish had been different. It's about letting go of the weight we've carried. The regrets, the grudges, the old hurts that once burned like fire but now feel more like heavy stones in our hearts. We come to understand that forgiveness isn't about excusing others, it's about setting ourselves free. Peace means understanding we don't have to prove ourselves anymore. We don't have to chase anyone's approval, nor do we have to keep explaining who we are to people who refuse to understand. We no longer tolerate toxic people, chaotic environments, or relationships that drain us. Peace is found in choosing calm over conflict, simplicity over drama, and solitude over noise. It's also about knowing our worth isn't tied to productivity, appearance, or what others think of us. Our worth simply is. There's a beautiful quiet that settles in when you reach this stage of life, a contentment in small things, a warm cup of coffee on a cool morning, a soft blanket, a good book, the sound of birds outside your window. These aren't cliches. These are the things that root us in the present and remind us life doesn't have to be loud or fast to be meaningful. Inner peace becomes our sanctuary. It protects our hearts from the chaos of the world. It reminds us that happiness isn't something to chase. It's something we cultivate gently, every day, with kindness, boundaries, and gratitude. At this stage, love is lovely, but peace is sacred.